If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. How y'all doing, man? Welcome back to the GMS show. We got a lot to talk about today, man. A lot of things have happened. A lot of things have transpired. And I want to make sure that we get to it expeditiously on this wonderful Monday evening. Make sure that when you pull up, you hit that like button on the way in, man. Follow me on my socials, all that good stuff, man. If you want to support the GMS show in a big way, you can send those super chats or you can donate to the Cash App, which is in the description below, man. Y'all know what it is. Also, make sure you share this live. Let people know where to pull up at because you know what's going on over here at the GMS show. Now, I do want to get started with something I feel is important. So, over the past 5 days or so, something transpired, man, and I think it's bigger than what we really can really express due to just seeing things at a surface level. But I think the confidence level in a lot of people who display racist actions has gone through the roof, and I'm not just gonna attribute that to the fact that Donald Trump is back in office, but it's because of how the climate is, period. You know, it wouldn't matter who was in office. There's a lot of people out here who want to go back to speaking a certain way, addressing us in a certain way, saying how they really feel and displaying how they really feel towards black people in this country, and not just black people, but other people of different races, you know, other brown and tan individuals, beige, if you will. And we got a really clear example about how some people react to certain situations because of how comfortable they think society is with racism. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a woman by the name of Flo who is sort of known amongst the industry, not amongst the public, but amongst the industry, because not only is she some sort of a businesswoman, but she is also the mother of super producer and legendary hip hop producer, if you will, Scott Storch. She's the mother of his child. She was caught on camera displaying racist actions against some Hispanic valet members. It did not look good for her. During this altercation, She called them some racial slurs. She also went on to shout out Trump and let them know that they kill and scrape people. Then she went on to say, I'm rich, you're poor. There's the difference. Now, I don't know why in the glorious year of 2025, people still think that they could say certain things with cameras on them and they won't get out there. If I have a camera on me, I don't care how mad I am. I'm gonna watch what I say, because anything could be taken out of context, or you could be put out there as a certain type of individual. You could even lose opportunities. You can lose out on business opportunities. You can lose out on endorsements. You can lose your job just by saying certain things that don't align with whatever company you work for's agenda. But some people can't look past that and allow their anger to steer them in a way where they ultimately mess themselves over. Now, let me just tell you guys, this woman right here, man. This woman right here, who goes by the name of Flo. This whole altercation was just weird to me, because you can tell that she was being an uptight snob from Beverly Hills who was mad about something else. But when she saw the backlash that she got from this video, because it quickly went viral, it went viral the same day it happened. It wasn't like it happened last month or, half a year ago. The same day it happened, it got posted by certain pages that focus on things like this and bring attention to racism and racist people in this country. And when that happened, in typical fashion, when people get embarrassed and when people feel stupid about the things that they do, they quickly try to escape accountability. They want to try to grasp on to anything else that could be a reason or be some justifiable way or reason why they did what they did or said what they said. And for her, you can tell she's the type of person that goes through life thinking that she can get what she wants, that she can act any kind of way because she has money and because she's connected to certain people. It's a privilege. It's a clear privilege that she feels like she has being who she is. Now, when this video happened, let me show you guys the video real quick. Let me just y'all just watch this real quick.
What did you say again about us getting kicked out?
You're a wet.
What else?
Got it? Wet.
What else?
Trump is doing good things. You guys people.
Yeah.
You guys can kill people.
Right?
Take your $50 and suck. Give me my change. I'm rich, you're poor. Difference.
You're a poor soul.
Yep, poor.
You're a poor soul. Não, joga o carro dela lá na casa do
You
cara.
wanna record me, bitch? You wanna record me? Shut the f up. I didn't touch you. Bitch, shut the f up. Give me my keys.
Just give her.
Get the fuck out my.
Now, let me ask y'all something. Anywhere in this video, did you hear her claim that somebody assaulted her or groped her or grabbed her inappropriately or did something to her to make her react the way that she reacted? I mean, she's on video. They are filming her. You would think that the way that she reacted and them putting cameras in her face would prompt her to be like, yeah, you did this and that's why. You shouldn't have did that. Like, after you say something like that, calling them a wetback, you should be able to immediately after that say, yeah, because you grabbed my ass. That's why I said what I said. That's what you would think should come out of the mouth of the person who just got assaulted, apparently. But that's not what happened. But due to the backlash that she got, due to people constantly going in her comments and going in her DMs, sending her hate messages and hate comments and bashing her, and her getting an extreme amount of backlash, she decided to go on her Instagram page and go and try to tell a lie. She tried to lie about what happened, and it's amazing how she tried to flip the story, because look, we've seen this so many times in this country. White women's tears move mountains. And that has been a thing for years, for decades. One notable instance is the Emmett Till situation. Carolyn Bryant was a white woman who lied on Emmett Till about him sexually assaulting her or doing something to her, whistled at her, whatever she lied about got him murdered viciously. She got to continue to live on her life with just that piece of scrutiny on her name, which I don't think any white woman who escapes any type of accountability cares that much about scrutiny. They just care about the fact that they didn't have to face the consequences for their actions. She went on the internet and said that the reason why she did what she did was because when she walked out of the establishment she was at to go to her car, she got grabbed on the buttocks by one of these valet drivers. Listen to her excuse, man.
I left my house yesterday in PJs, as you can tell, looking crazy. And when I was walking out of a scrub, the valet guy grabbed my ass and I should have just punched him. I was thinking about my child and not wanting to go to jail. So I lashed out and I called him a wet. And I'm so wrong for that, but I felt so violated. I should have just shut my mouth, called the police, and that's it.
Now, this is the funny part about that. If somebody assaults you, whether they strike you to hurt you or whether they touch you inappropriately or grope you, you swinging on them and hitting them is not a jailable offense. You're not going to go to jail for defending yourself. I am quite sure. I'm matter of factly, I don't think that will happen. I don't think that the police would come there, see on surveillance that you got your ass grabbed and you turned around and socked somebody in the face. I don't think that they will put you in handcuffs and send you to jail for that. I don't. But yet here we are in this instance where we have to deal with this type of individual. Now, once that didn't work, she tried to weaponize her tears. And this is how it went down.
Like, with my mouth, I'm the farthest thing from racist. Like, is this what you guys wanted from me? You guys are affecting everybody in my life right now. Like, I am taking accountability, like, full. Like, please, enough. I'm going to apologize to the man that grabbed my ass. I don't even care.
I'm honest, I'm apologizing to you, please.
So you accept my apology and then what? But you know what the guy did. He's not even here today. But why? I know, but you know what the guy did to me. So please, at least be real. I'm the farthest thing from racist possible. I told you, you're a good-looking guy with green eyes. Do you think I have any race? All my partners are Spanish, Vietnamese, everything. Can you at least admit what the guy did to me, please? Can you admit what the guy did?
Well, we then found that's the funniest part to me was her sitting there trying to say, can you at least admit what that guy did to me? Why is this guy trying? Why would you want him to admit something that didn't happen? Is that not crazy? You want him? You went back. This is what do they call it? Gaslighting. Like imagine you go back, right? Because you are so desperate for people to believe your bullshit story that you wanted to go back and start crying and using those white tears that you feel is going to bring you sympathy and try to back your own bullshit story by saying, can you just admit what he did to me? First of all, if somebody sexually assaulted you, I'm not going back to apologize for anything I said, whether it be racist or not. You violate me. Well, what comes next is what comes next. You can't dictate how somebody responds to something. That's like if a white man got randomly attacked by a group of black dudes and he started yelling out the N-word with the hard R. Hey man, I don't like it, but also y'all shouldn't beat his ass like that for no reason. Y'all shouldn't attack him. Now, I know that's a sensitive subject to use, but I'm just giving you an example of what people would see as, well, yeah, it's not right she said that, but the fact that she got sexually assaulted, well, hey man, y'all shouldn't have did that. But luckily enough, that wasn't the case here. Nobody did anything to her but besides charge her for the time and for her parking her car in valet. And this is the thing, her story has changed 3 different times. The first time was she got grabbed on the ass. Then the second story was, well, I'm gonna let her say it. I'm gonna let her go ahead and give y'all the real, because this is when she decided that she was going to tell the truth about what actually happened.
On racism. Man.
Did the guy touch you or did he not touch you?
The guy did not touch me.
So why did you say that?
Because I was frantic and I didn't know what to do because of the fact that I did something so stupid. It wasn't.
That's not okay.
It was all a principle.
So there she is talking to somebody and admitting that she did not get touched at all. Nobody groped her, nobody assaulted her, nobody grabbed her butt, nobody did anything like that. She was mad because she had to pay $50. Mrs. I'm rich and you're poor got mad because she had to spend $50 to get her punk ass G-Wagon out of valet. Now, I don't know who she was talking to here. This was a clip that got posted by several different pages in response. I don't know who interviewed her. I don't know who took the time to talk to her about this. But I do know that she lied. And this is a problem because the way that people like this lie to try to cover their own ass, they don't understand the ramifications that can come from that. What if she stuck to this lie and tried to say that that's what really happened to her, and one of these valet men got beat the shit out of or killed or got arrested and went to jail because of false accusations? And all you do is sit back and use those mayonnaise tears to be like, well, I was just so embarrassed, and I know I lied, but it's just the principle. The principle of what? It's on par with people that try to escape accountability for their actions. It just doesn't make sense to me. But this is exactly what women like her do. White women like her. Racist white women like her. Let's keep it very specific. You could have destroyed these guys. Matter of fact, you're the one that assaulted them. While you're sitting there talking about you got assaulted, you assaulted them. Matter of fact, let's check her papers, man. Because I know she's not American. She's Ukrainian. She says she's Ukrainian. Her father's from Ukraine. Let's check her and her father's papers, man. Let's see if we can get old Donnie to get them to go back to their rightful places. I don't think this is the place you guys want to be at. I think if you have a problem with the black and brown individuals in this country, instead of you telling people to leave who have justifiable reason to feel the way that they feel in this country about racism and discrimination, just like you try to tell them they should go back to their country, I think a lot of y'all who are white passing but really are from Ukraine or really from Australia or really from these different places around the world, y'all should be deported. Y'all should be the ones to go back. Y'all making this place horrible. Lied. So you know what she did? In typical white fashion, tried to find the nearest colorful person in their life to try to help them in this situation. And lo and behold, just as I thought, she knew somebody who we all would know, which was Whack 100. Somehow, her and Whack 100 have been in business. They know each other, and they've known each other for over 20 years, apparently. And this is the crazy part to me, because the people that usually say I don't have a racist bone in my body will be so quick to try to find the people of color in their life to try to vouch for them. And then the people in their life usually do, because they're like, I've never heard you say this before. I know you just had a bad moment. I know this and that. They'll never chalk it up to who that person really is. They just say that, oh, well, we've never seen this before. We've never dealt with this before. Now, I'm going to play a certain part from their interview because he called her live while on the Adam and Wack show on No Jumper. And to my surprise, he actually held her accountable. He actually did not let up on her, and he actually stood on business when it came to her comments that she made. But I will say, to say, and you know, earlier on in that phone call saying that, you know, he's never heard nothing like that out of her, you're discounting the people who have come forward since then to say that they know this to be her character. As soon as these videos start dropping, different verified accounts and other people were in the comments saying, yeah, I seen her do this at the gym. It was a few different people that said they done seen her do some stuff like this at their gym that they go to, or people say that they seen her out doing shit like this or degrading people. There's been witnesses that say that this is her character. So I don't feel bad for her. But I'm going to let y'all hear this, because the one thing that came from this not only was the third story, which is another thing she made up. I don't know why she didn't say this in the beginning, but she said, okay, you want to know the real reason? The real reason why she decided to go out there and throw out racial slurs to the valet was because before she got outside to try to get her car, she read a comment on social media about her son, and somebody said her son looks autistic, and it made her cry. I don't know how seeing a comment about your child being autistic results to you becoming a racist, but anything to try to help your situation, right? You want to find still trying to find sympathy. You keep trying to act like you're taking accountability, but you're steady trying to find reasons to justify your actions and the things that you said, because you're truly not remorseful. You're truly not sorry. You're only sorry that you got caught and put on blast. Now, let's get to this call. Because I want y'all to hear it. She revealed some things too. Like I wanted to review this entire situation. I wanted to review the whole call that she had. But let me just say this. It's a waste of time, because, you know, Wack is basically clowning her the whole time, going in on her, holding her accountable. She's just trying to escape accountability. She also tried to pull the whole reverse racism card when they kept calling her a Karen. What is a Karen? Is that just what? Is that somebody that he's like, yeah, that's a white woman who lies. He said a white woman who lies, and she immediately went to try to say, oh, so what? You're racist towards white women? Bitch, shut up. The fuck are you talking about? They always, that reverse racism shit is the dumbest shit in the world. Like, it's crazy how certain people of that demographic feel like racism doesn't exist, or that black people play the victim when they bring up racism. But as soon as there's something that they can use to push their narrative that has to do with race, they'll use it. Whether it be reverse racism, whether it be the DEI shit. It's crazy. But in this phone call that you are about to hear, because a lot of people, of course, are attaching her to Scott Storch. That is Scott Storch's baby mom. And people want to know, okay, this your baby mom. This is what you saw. You saw something in her to have a baby with her. Come to find out, this is another shocking part. Come to find out, that baby not even hers. She's the baby mom, but that's not her baby. I'm sorry, but they had a surrogate. Now, I'm not trying. Now, for those out there that have had to have surrogates, I understand. I'm not trying to minimize that. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm not trying to make light, because it is a sad thing when women can't have children, and especially when they want to reproduce. There's no way for me to fully understand the hurt and the pain that comes from that, and having to use alternative options instead of actually birthing your own child. I'm not trying to minimize that. I'm not trying to degrade that. But what I'm trying to say is, that's not her baby. Now, she revealed in this phone call that she got some messages from Scott. Scott was very, and I mean very, pissed about the situation, because of course she is synonymous with his name. He has brands, he has business with people, he has friendships. These things blow back on you in the industry. They'll never be looked at as, oh, well, he feels differently, so we can't lump him in. No, that's your baby mom. That's who you chose at one point. You was with her for like 6 years. They gonna lump you two together. He sent her some messages and revealed that he was very disappointed. He was very messed up about the situation. He was getting hate comments, racist comments. Their son was getting racist comments. There was so many things that were happening. And then on top of that, he revealed that he got a phone call from none other than Dr. Dre. After Dre caught wind of the situation, he called Scott Storch, and they had a heated back and forth. And from what I hear from Wack, being as somebody that was in the industry and probably been around Scott Storch, he said he saw some things where, you know, Scott was messed up at one point, and all he had to do was call Dre, and Dre was like, hey, I got you a crib, I got you a car, I got these things for you so you can, you know, move around, you can be stable to get your shit together, and when you get your shit together, do what you got to do. And when you think about things like that, of course, Dre being the person that's like, man, I done looked out for you for years. I done been your homie for years. You know what I'm saying? You call me when you need something. Then this type of stuff happens. I don't imagine it, and this is where I agree with Wack at. I don't imagine that conversation becoming heated if there wasn't some type of backtrack of accountability happening. You know, I don't see the conversation becoming confrontational unless there was something from Scott's side where he was trying to take up for his baby mom or try to minimize the situation in any way. But I'm gonna let y'all hear this phone call because it's a little lengthy. There's some parts we might stop at to talk about, but I want y'all to hear it, man. Listen up.
About it right here.
Now, how does Scott feel about this?
I'm gonna hang up if you guys don't want to have a
You
serious.
better not hang up on me. You will be exposed. Okay, listen to me. How does Scott feel about this? You on the Adam and Wax show and we viral.
Do you want me to read you the message from Scott?
Yeah, I want you to read the message from Scott. Because if you won't read it, I will.
Are you gonna stop cloud chasing for 5
I'm not cloud. You want me to read it with you and narrate it with you? You know I got the content.
If you want me to read the message, I'll be kind enough to do it to share with you.
Flo, you play with me if you want to and hang this phone
We
up.
need to know that Scott Storch is not complicit in this race.
He's not. Scott, bro. Scott is a Scott black.
Good point.
Good point.
Adam, good point.
Okay.
Scott is a black dude with blue eyes. That's my brother.
Okay.
Go
Anyways,
ahead. Read it.
Let me read to you. Okay, and here we go.
And you got to use your simulated Storch voice. Let's go.
Oh my God. Wack, you're helping me and these foundations too. Trust me, for that big ass mouth of yours.
But he didn't call anybody a
You have the
racist
same
slur.
problem- You have the same problem I do. You just
No, I don't.
you
I do
speak,
not
I
call
say anything.
Hispanic people racist slurs. I grew up eating mole, and we will whoop your ass if you mess with the corn lady coming to the
Would you
set.
like to would you
Now, that's another thing that people who try to escape accountability like to do. They like to try to bring somebody else in it so they don't feel alone. Because when they feel alone in these situations, they feel isolated and they have to actually take in the thing that they did and process it and be able to actually see how wrong it is. But if they try to attach somebody else to it, they feel like part of that accountability is taken away from them. So now she's trying to say, oh, Wack, you're in the same boat or you're in this, just because they know each other. Now, are you calling Wack to try to help you? Are you calling Wack so that you can try to escape accountability? Which one is it?
Would you like
God.
to hear it or would you not like to hear it?
Here's a
Yo,
text
Flo,
message.
you can't threaten me. You gonna read it.
Wack,
Hey, say, read it, puto.
okay. Look, you're the mother of my child and someone that has given me a lot of heart to me and learned a lot from you. But how can you have so much hate in your heart for other races and sexual orientation? I don't get it. This has caused me so much grief. I had to turn my comments off because I am now being labeled as a racist. Also, my son Jalen is being abused and told he's a racist. I ain't tripping like that on you, but yeah, I'm getting shit on left and right because of this. Dr. Dre called me and we had a bad fight over this because I know the real. Also, my dad died yesterday.
Rest in peace to Mr. Storch. So I will say this to the people about this.
Wack dropped the ball by not continuing on the conversation to see why Dr. Dre and Scott got into a heated conversation. They will talk about it a little bit more in a second, but I had to pause it there because, you know, I have to give Scott some props for calling her out on her shit and messaging her and letting her know that was wrong and letting her know how that affected him, because no matter if we together or not, who I am, you're always going to be attached to because we have a child. Now, it would be one thing if that was just his ex. Like, oh, this is a girl I was with for a while, but we not together no more. Like, they can say, oh, Scott Storch's ex, whatever. It wouldn't blow back on him like that. But because y'all have a child, people know y'all attachment, it's going to bring more turmoil his way. Now, where I think he messed up at is telling this erratic girl that he had a heated conversation with Dr. Dre, because I'm pretty sure he had no idea that she would end up on No Jumper revealing that to the public. He's telling her something private. She's telling it to Wack 100 and Adam 22 in public. Probably another reason why they ain't together now, because she's an erratic, irrational ass person. Let's keep going.
Son, the little boy, handsome little young man, been knowing it since he was birthed. Right? For what it's worth, he was carried in a black womb. That's a fact. He didn't come out of her womb. So maybe I don't think he's racist, right? Because he probably had a lot of fried chicken and watermelon during the pregnancy.
I'm so curious about this Dr. Dre argument, because aren't him and Scott Storch on exactly the same side in condemning this?
Yeah, we want to hear your response, because I know you're going to, don't do no Karen shit.
Anyway, just stop, dude. What is a Karen?
We're not stopping. I'm the voice of that essay at the valet.
You need to look up Karen in the dictionary, because what you're doing is very Karen-ish.
Pinche puta maricón. Say it.
Wait, what is Karen? Is like a woman that cries? I don't get
Oh,
it.
It's
white
a woman that
woman.
lies. A white woman that lies.
Oh, God. So now you're racist against fucking white men?
No, I'm just saying you're racist against
We'd like to leave the door
essays.
open for racism against white women, but also
Anyways,
you are
would
really
like to
kind of
know- would you like to
epitomizing the
know-
Karen
Would you
mindset.
guys like to know what?
Yes.
You guys, I could have done this with 100 million people. Every
White people want to be victims so bad, bro.
single person has literally.
Flo, you was going to do it anyway.
You have a direct
No,
line to
I'm
the
doing it- you want me to
streets.
tell you why I'm doing it with you? It's not because it's the Adam 22. I could have done it with TMZs, so on and so forth. Because whack, I'm real. And that's
You did it with us because I'm black, right? That's right.
I'm real. She said I'm real. That's the reason why, because I am as real as it gets. If you so real, take accountability. That's real. You know what's even more real? Standing on what you said. Regardless if it make you look like a racist bitch or not. That's real. Let us know who you really are. Nothing more real than showing people who you really are.
whack. Whack.
What was your response to Scott?
Do you want to hear my response?
Yeah,
Yes.
we want to hear it.
My response. So this is my response. I don't know. I just spew shit out of my mouth. You were with me for 6 years. I treated everyone the same. I cooked for your clients. We had Fabi. I did everything for her. You knew I was always. I even hated any conversations that had to do anything about being Jewish. Jewish schmooish. I never had a racist bone in my body. Our child surrogate was black. Like, come
Why do racist ass bitches love that phrase? I don't have a racist bone in my body. What does a racist bone look like? Can anybody tell me? Are racist bones like in the shape of like swastikas and like Confederate flags? Like, do they have like plantation serial numbers on it? What does a racist bone look like? I know people are like, oh, it's a metaphor. Well, no, there's no metaphor behind a racist bone in your body. There's no, what is a racist bone? Can somebody help me? Why do they like that phrase so much?
Come on now. You, out of all people, think could have stood up for me more than anyone, because I've always stood up for you when you were wrong and willing to correct it. So I couldn't,
Boo.
I can't blame him for not standing up for me, because I can't imagine what he went through and his father dying. But for him to, yes, I've always had his back. Yes. And, you know, when people say the remark, Scott takes care of her and so on and so forth, whack, no offense, but when I met Scott,
What?
exactly.
When you met Scott, what?
When I met Scott, I was the breadwinner.
Shut the fuck up. None of this means anything. It means nothing. You wanted him to have your back because that's your baby dad, but how could he have your back in such a position where it will fuck up his own life and his own credibility and his own, everything he built, everything he worked for could literally shatter to the ground just because your ass was being racist and you connected to him? Why would he want to take up for you? Why would he want to defend you at any point? He already has lost one of his biggest helps in the fucking industry, and I'm talking about a lifeline. Dr. Dre was that man's lifeline. He lost that because of what you did, and probably due to a little bit of his actions on that phone call. We don't know how that phone call really went. We don't know why it turned heated. We don't know any of that, but all I know is that I could just take an educated guess, and my opinion is Dr. Dre ain't finna be reaching out to Scott Storch anytime soon, especially after this, after he catch wind the fact that she is over here saying stuff like this. This is what I be talking about. People that escape accountability. She's not really sorry. She's not really remorseful, because right after this, she tried to say, into Dr. Dre. She tried to send a message to Dr. Dre, and I want y'all to hear it. I want y'all to hear how she did this, but we gonna keep going.
Okay, let me correct you on that. Scott's contacts is multi-million. He can call Dre. I've seen him do it. He can call Dre. Dre give him a house to stay in. He can call Universal. They'll give him a bag to work out. Stop doing that.
Wack, if you want me to finish what I was going to say, I'm going to finish it. If not, I'm really tired. I've been through hell and back. Like, I want this to be an example for people.
We want you to go to TJ and back. If you leave now, you can make it by 11 p.m.
You have to work at Hong Kong for 6
We're gonna
months.
stop clout chasing if you want to hear the rest.
Go work the donkey show. That last time, Storch's ex-chick carried the baby.
And by the way, Dr. Dre, if you ever listen to this by any chance, Wack, I don't know. Dre knows. I had his back from day one with the trainer. He knows the story, but the farthest thing he knows.
Dre will never talk to you ever again in life.
Don't bring up Dre's history.
No, you know what I
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch how she just tried to slick put some shit out there like, hey, Dr. Dre, like, I helped you. I had your back when there was something going on with a certain type of trainer. I don't know what happened with, if y'all can remember, I don't know if there was a story that was broken on Dr. Dre and a trainer or whatever the case may be, but apparently she had his back. Like, this is what she's looking for people to take up for her racist actions. Think about that. You went out of your way to be a racist bitch, and you expect people that know you to take up for you instead of you handling this on your own because of what you decided to do. These people weren't there with you when you did that. You decided to do that on your own. Listen to this. Listen to how she said this.
I had his back from day one with the trainer. He knows the story, but the farthest thing he knows.
Dre will never talk to you ever again in life.
Don't bring up Dre's history.
No, you know what I mean, though.
I don't know nothing you mean. Dr. Dre's a legend. I don't know.
Scott getting any type of backlash. That's it.
Yeah, well, it was Dr. Dre and Storch before it was a Storch and Flow.
That's kind of mind-blowing that anybody would choose to take this out on Scott Storch when she's right there.
Yeah, and Storch don't mess with her no more. They've been separated for what, about 4 or 5 years?
4 years.
Yeah, like y'all leave.
Actually, see, that's where you're giving.
Shout out to Scott.
Yo, what the? Why would Dr. Dre and him get into an argument over it? That's very hard for me to fathom.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Dre probably called Scott. I'm just on both of them.
Right.
And Scott probably tried to defend her and say, bro, she didn't mean it like that. Dre, like, what you mean she didn't mean it like that?
Right.
And at that point, when Dre seen any type of resistance of him siding with her, at that point, Dre called a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I'm gonna be real. Dre is like hot or cold. Either he all the way with you, or you give him a reason, and he'll get all the way away from you.
Yeah.
That could have caused Dre, and for many moons, Dr. Dre has been a lifeline to Scott. I've seen Scott on his back, things happen, call Dre, Dre give him the keys to a house in Beverly Hills. Stay there as long as you can, let me get you a check going on, here goes a car to drive. So now, Scott looking up saying, my pops just died.
Which, by the way, that's so f***ed up to think that his dad just died and he's having to deal with this.
And now I might have potentially just lost one of his great friends.
Right. I feel like they've got to be able to patch it up since they're both on the same side of this is very wrong. There's nobody defending her. Outside of the white nationalists who probably are not aware of this, nobody is getting behind this. Man, but what an insane thing to watch somebody that we know go through that or put herself in that situation. Really.
You know, I don't have no sympathy for her because I hate when women lie on men. There's a lot of men in jail right now, bro, because they lied.
Yeah.
Because they woke up in the morning and a significant other been calling them all night and they got faded, went over here with this dude, and know what they did? Went to the damn hospital, called the police, said, dude took advantage of me. He's in hotel room, such and such, such. They knock on the dude door and cuffed him up. He definitely had sex with her. Pubic hair's there, semen probably there. And now he's paying the attorney $100,000 to try to beat something that he can't beat. And now he's sitting in prison with a 10, 15-year bid, probably being somebody else's male friend because he has that, or stabbed up or beat down. I ain't got no sympathy for it because if that would have worked, if that lie would have worked, dude probably be without a job right now.
Now, I've heard Wack say some things. I've disagreed with Wack heavily in the past. I've, even brought up things that I felt like were justified and felt were right. these are one of the times where I could say Whack 100 is completely right about the situation. Do not shoot her any bail. Do not feel bad for her. Do not have any ounce of sympathy for her, because the outcome of her lies could have been so much more detrimental before she even said it was a lie. Like, imagine the people that probably was already on some shit where they felt like they had to go up to that place because of what she said. Because there's a lot of people in here that don't care about racist comments. If they feel like something happened to somebody, or they try, there's like that it's known, but it's still like a secret brotherhood amongst white racist people, that when certain racist instances happen, they don't care about the racist instances that happen. They care about the reaction from it, or what possibly happened to spark it. And if she's going out here saying that somebody sexually assaulted her, which was the reason why she did what she did, who knows who would have went up there and did something to whatever valet, because she didn't put a face, a name, or anything to the accusation. She just said one of them did something. That's even more worse. I remember, and this is a story about how bad it is when certain people, especially white people, try to describe a black person to police. Now, I'm using black person because of the story I'm about to tell you, but black and brown, whatever the case may be. But I remember back in the day, we were at this little birthday party thing that was happening outside at this park, and we were celebrating this girl's birthday. There was this girl here that was dancing on everybody. A whole bunch of stuff was going on. And I don't even know why I mentioned that. That was just probably the funniest thing that happened, because it was some ratchet girl that nobody wanted to get danced on, but every dude kept grabbing one dude and holding him down while the girl would run up and dance on him. He'd be like, no. Anyway. That's a whole separate story for another day. But there was a dude that was there doing a little too much, right? He was trying to grab this white dude, and the white dude was like, no, get off me. And you know, like, there's the people out there that, like, can't just be like, okay, no, my bad, you know, you right, or be like, okay, and let it go. It's the dudes that would feel embarrassed if somebody was serious with them. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a dude that be playing around too much but has a temper problem, if he's trying to play around with somebody to what he thinks is playing around and they not trying to play around, he takes it offensively, the guy that initiated it. He'll take it as a problem. He'll take it as offense. So he will try to get on the defense and try to lash out, because he's like, nigga, I'm just playing with you, man. Instead of just being like, oh, no, my bad, I was just playing. I ain't, let it go. So what happened was that situation. He was trying to get at this one dude. Dude wasn't having it. Other guy felt like he was being disrespected because the dude wasn't trying to play around with him. They start fighting. Dude beat the brakes off him. I'm talking about, he not only did you initiate something, get mad because the dude wasn't trying to play, then you beat dude's ass. Like, it was unjustified, man. I'll just tell you like that. It was unjustified. So it was a black dude that beat up the white dude. Now the white dude ended up calling his friend to come up there because his friend lived close by. So his friend, who is of another race, I really don't know what he is. I think he's like from the Middle East somewhere. I think that's his lineage, is Middle Eastern. He comes up the street with his girlfriend, and he's like, yo, what happened? Who put their hands on my friend? Who put their hands on my guy? The dude that just beat him up was like, me, what you gonna do? What's up? Then they start getting to it. Fight, just fight. You know what I'm saying? His girlfriend gets mad and decides that she's gonna call the police. And when she calls the police because her boyfriend is getting mopped up, this is what she says on the phone. She goes, and I love our sense of awareness. I love our sense of awareness, because you ain't got to say much. It's like a telekinesis thing. We all know what to do in a certain instance. As soon as she got on the phone, hey, police, a black guy just beat up my boyfriend. Bitch didn't give no clothing, no facial hairs, no what does his hair look like. She didn't say his name, the color of his eyes, the height, the weight. This bitch just said a black dude just beat up my boyfriend. Let me tell you, when all of our nigga senses went to buzzing, we all looked at each other and took off, nigga. ran across the street to a whole different complex. We was gone. We were not staying to find out which black person the police wanted to check for what just happened to this dude. That in itself is a weapon. She wasn't calling to try to get justice for her boyfriend. She wasn't calling because her boyfriend was getting stomped to death. She wasn't calling to try to rectify the situation or to try to stop what was going on. She was calling because she knew once she said a black person just beat up my boyfriend, they would be there in 0.5 seconds trying to hand up everybody. That's all I'm saying. That's why it's dangerous to do certain things like that. That's why it's dangerous for this woman to sit there and say that some random Hispanic valet driver who she didn't put a face, name, height, color of his clothes, his hair, none of that. Just put it out there to the world that you got sexually assaulted by one of these guys. It's dangerous. It's always going to be dangerous. And she deserves to catch prosecution for this. She needs to be charged for this shit. The very people that were there, and you know what's crazy? They probably scared to do it because of all this immigration shit going on. They probably don't want to go up to the police station and be like, hey, this person did, okay, cool, she did what? Now let me get your license, registration, and if you have a green card, we'd like to see that too. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas probably scared, like they probably think all the odds is against them. What can they do? And you don't even think about it like that. You probably be like, damn, why didn't they press charges? Cause they probably gonna get deported. they don't want to get sent the fuck up out of here. Them niggas got to deal with racist and hiding right now. I seen a nigga get off the bus yesterday with a whole Mexican flag wrapped around his back like a cape, trying to stand proud. I know he got his green card because ain't nobody gonna be advertising if they gonna. He definitely got his citizenship because I know ain't no other nigga that's here illegally gonna be walking around with a Mexican flag on their back, put a target on them. They ain't finna do that. But we living in some crazy times right now. Now, like I say, I do wish she faces real consequences for this because what she did was wrong. She lied on these people. She switched up her story so many times. There needs to be consequences for her actions and not just social media backlash. And I hope that she gets exactly what she deserves. Now, GMS fam, the Green Room, we are going to continue on the show, man. I got some more things to talk about. What I do want y'all to do is hit that like button, man. Continue to participate in that live chat. I appreciate every single one of y'all in here. We got a lot more things to talk about, man. Speaking of people calling people out, recently, Aries Spears called out Corey Holcomb for his comments on Dave Chappelle. Now, you all know that Corey has had some things to say about Dave and his stand-up over the recent year because he feels like Dave bombs more than he is funny on stage. Now, he gives Dave Chappelle his propers. He gives him his respect that he deserves as an incredible comedian and an actor. He says that he feels that Dave Chappelle is more elite in movies than he is on stage. Now, I would like to respectfully disagree because you can't give me a Dave Chappelle movie where it was such a blockbuster hit that it was just so amazing and it left him being revered as one of the best actors in the. He doesn't, when people bring up Dave Chappelle, they don't bring up him being an incredible actor or say, oh, actor Dave Chappelle. No, they say comedian because he's a comic. Now, comedy is subjective. Just because a majority of people think that you are funny doesn't mean that everybody's going to think you're funny. Just like music is subjective. Just because you feel like Drake is the greatest rapper of all time doesn't mean that people don't think Kendrick is the greatest rapper of all time. All this shit is subjective. But what we cannot do is try to act like Dave Chappelle is just not funny anymore. Now, I don't know what stages that, he was talking about. I do know that there is a process in comedy that a lot of people don't talk about enough because they don't like those moments when they're trying out jokes or when they're just trying to work the room with new material that they have. Comedians don't like to tell you that. Some comedians will talk to you about it because that's the process, and they know that they're funny, and they know that they kill it when they have specials, or they kill it on tour, or kill it on the road when they know that those jokes are working. But when, like, that's the part of the game. You have to go work out jokes to see what works and what doesn't work. Dave Chappelle is at a point now where his comedy, I feel like, is the type of thing where he's not just necessarily sitting back trying to write the best jokes. He's just talking from experience, things that he knows about this world, things that he knows about this country. And he's become more seasoned. And I think that when you are a great comedian, at some point you make the shift of just being somebody up there telling so-and-so jokes to being somebody who's actually up there saying something of substance while also making people laugh while doing it. And just because he isn't getting more laughs than he is people sitting there hearing what he's saying and taking it in as something serious doesn't mean that he's not a great comedian. Yes, Dave Chappelle's monologue was impeccable. It was probably one of the best monologues he's done yet on SNL. I think that was one of the best he's done since he started hosting that. Uncomfortable Truth said, Half Baked is a cult classic, GMS. Yeah, no, a cult classic. But how things become a cult classic is they have to stand the test of time, but weren't blockbuster hits. It wasn't a hit in the movie theater. It wasn't like when it came out, it was everything people were talking about. It gradually became a cult classic over the years because of how it attracted a certain demographic of people. I'm not saying Dave wasn't a part of cult classics and good movies. I'm just saying to think that he is elite in the film world, but not in the comedy world as a stand-up comic, I think is backwards. I do think that's backwards because Dave has proven himself time and time again. You don't have to think that his last 3 specials were funny, but people thought it was. I have enjoyed every single last Dave Chappelle stand-up special that he's ever made. That's me. I'm not saying that you have to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the public has to feel the same way that I feel. All I know is that I felt like it was funny. Now, what it seems like Corey is bringing up is the fact that he will be at certain clubs and certain places because he brought up a certain specific place where somebody stood up and said, hey, when you gonna tell some jokes? Those could be times where Dave is working on jokes. And it's not uncommon for a comedian to bomb either, because if Dave is going around bombing at different clubs, this happens to every single last comedian you can think of. As a matter of fact, somebody brought this up when this clip was posted. Somebody said, yo, I was in so-and-so when Corey bombed on stage, and he blamed it on a sore throat and he blamed it on the fact he was sick. That's cool, but that doesn't neglect the fact that you bombed. But nobody's holding that against your head. You want to know why? Because they're still saying that Corey is one of the best comedians out there, and he's still hilarious. So just because you bombed or just because you had a bad night on stage does not take away from who you are as a comedian. Those things happen. The best players in the world on the court have bad nights. The best players on the field have bad nights. That's just what happens. But Ari Spears wanted to call out Corey for his comments on Dave Chappelle, and he did just that via his Instagram. Now, he posted a clip of what Corey had to say on 5150 show, and the comments were going, y'all gonna see a little bit of that, and we're gonna keep going because not only did he do it, but yesterday, Donnell Rawlings decided to call out Corey. Now, he posted something and then deleted it. He didn't stand on business, but nonetheless, he did post it, and I have the screenshot of what he posted. Donnell decided to call out Corey because Dave won 6 Grammy Awards for his comedy. And when you have somebody who is in the comedy world like Corey Holcomb is, and you make these comments about Dave Chappelle to your thousands of followers who do take your word for things and push your narratives, you can see why somebody would respond in that type of way. But let's get to Aries first. This is what happened.
The person who said something was Faison Love about him being a little overrated. Now, like I said, in movies, television, Dave Chappelle is elite. Elite. But if you go watch Dave Chappelle do stand-up, it was an old man at the Improv just stood up while Dave Chappelle was on stage. And he said, Dave, are you going to crack some jokes? If I'm lying, I'm done. Yeah. D-Ray that was down there. I know D-Ray, y'all don't want no parts of this. You don't want to burn bridges with the mighty Dave Chappelle. I don't want to burn bridges with the mighty Dave Chappelle. But fuck that, my nuts too big. I watch Dave Chappelle finna go up. I'll be like, well, let me get the out of here. Because he is not about to deliver. He's about to talk to the crowd like the big homie. You know how the big homie be talking and don't nobody say nothing? Everybody just be like, yeah,
right.
Yup. There it is. I'll be like, man, this nigga been bombing for about 2 hours up there.
Man.
Smoking a square with a leotard on.
Aries wrote.
Now, Aries went on his platform under the clip he posted, and this is what he said. He said, "This is the most horrible take ever. I'm a Dave Chappelle worshiper, and Dave's track record for films is not elite. He did one movie that was considered a cult classic, which is Half Baked, and outside of the Chappelle Show, which is definitely a classic, Dave's strong suit has always been stand-up. He's like the Miles Davis of the art, if not the best, one of the best. His style is smooth, highly intelligent, but at the same time rough and raw when it needs to be. He's not a one-trick pony who only talks about one thing, and his specials rival Carlin's and Pryor's. Let's see.
This caption underneath his post.
He said, what did he say? He said, what a horrible, garbage way off take that reeks of envy. So he's saying that Corey is envious and jealous of Dave's career. And the things that he was saying reeks of jealousy and envy. Now, I will say this. It's one thing to say that you don't think that he delivers on stage when you've seen him, but then to say, hey, when you hear that Dave's about to get on stage, you get up and say, well, let me get up out of here. That sounds like a hater to me. And I feel like he would feel the same way if somebody said that about him. If there was another comic that was like, yeah, you know, when I hear Corey Holcomb about to get on stage, I'm like, all right, let me get up out of here, because he ain't finna deliver. He finna say the same jokes about women. He finna talk about abortions, all this stuff. He finna do the same shit. I'm up out of here. You would call him a hater. But in Corey's defense, he would say that he wasn't a hater. He would say that wasn't the case at all. Willie D also hopped into the comments. He said, Dave is amazing, Corey is amazing, everything ain't for everybody, to which my man Aries replied saying, Corey is a beast comedically, even though he's one note. Oh wait, I went to the wrong video. My bad. We going back to it. Don't worry. He said he is a... What is he? He is a comedic animal, but a shitty human being. Yes, that's what he said. That's what he said. He's a comedy animal, but he is a shitty human being. I think some people would like to echo those sentiments. Then there was people that hopped on the live or hopped in his comments to let him know how they felt about what he said about Corey. Or some people called him a hater. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's read this one. This was the comment I really wanted to read, because people love to resort to the fact that he got the elbows from Zoe, which has nothing to do with an opinion being said about a totally different subject. Also, the fact that any chance Corey gets, he's going to shit on Aries whenever he wants to. So I think Aries having something to say about Corey is right on par. I mean, if somebody's going to continuously talk about you or reference you or shit on your name, you're justified to say whatever you want when it comes to that person, regardless of what the topic is. And somebody wrote this. They said, it's funny that after you got beat up on the 5150 show, deleted your Instagram, you decided to post anything with Corey Holcomb after trying to sue the man because you started a fight and got beat up on his show. Corey is definitely more funny than you. I've seen Corey Holcomb 3 times, and each time the show was different. You laugh from the minute he takes the stage until he's finished. Corey is an elite comedian. And Aries said, Please, clearly you haven't seen me or have the mental capacity to keep up with me because unlike Corey, I'm not one note. And I have the intellectual ability to play chess. The mere fact that your go-to is some immature shit that happened over a dude who couldn't keep his cool is impressive to you. It's impressive and shows why you are like the mass majority of ignorant niggas who will stay in the minimum wage bracket. Interesting. Very interesting take. Very interesting take. But it didn't stop there. Like I said, Donnell Rawlings also joined in as one person who wanted to call out Corey for what he said, because yesterday Dave accepted some awards as a comedian, and they were Grammys. Now what he did was posted a screenshot from Corey saying, or calling out Dave Chappelle for bombing on stage, saying, I see him struggle on stage often. Donnell posted this screen grab with the caption, sometimes you gotta pop up and show a nigga. Congrats to my brother Dave Chappelle, 6th Grammy win, mild Grammy whelp. Swipe right, which was a picture of the announcement of Dave winning those Grammys. Now, Donnell deleted this post, and I'm pretty sure he deleted it because he didn't want to have his comments filled with a bunch of 5150 chat room goons calling him a mild comedian, or having Corey go back on his show tomorrow night and completely go in on him due to his post. But can you blame the guy for feeling how he feels because Dave is his guy? And I try to tell people because, of course, when they see their favorite going up against somebody else, they come up with all these excuses. Oh, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Dave. Oh, nobody would know you if it wasn't for Dave. Oh, you Dave Chappelle's sidekick. Oh, you Dave's flunky. You Dave this and that. Those guys are really friends. Like, I know a lot of these people that would say things like this, if they had a friend who was in a very high position in life, very famous, very rich, very accomplished in their life, you wouldn't sit back and try to act like you weren't friends with them. Especially if you're around them a lot of the times out of the year. If these people are bringing you along, and not just that, but Dave saying that Donnell is one of his favorite comedians. These guys are legitimate friends and business partners. So I don't understand why people would even try to bring up some shit. Oh, if it wasn't for Dave, blah, blah, blah. If it wasn't for this. Yeah. Excuse me. I thought the point of being in a position in life to help people was to help people, especially your friends and your loved ones. If I'm somebody who is in a position to help one of my friends coming up in the game and I have the power to do so, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have no excuse behind that either. Hey, I'm doing a show in the arena tonight, and I know my homeboy is funny and he can hold his own. He going to open up for me. Because that crowd gonna keep building up to the point where now he got a Netflix special and he's doing this. He's constantly on the road. He's paying his way through. He's making his own bread. You should be able, like, that's the one thing too that I hate, because it seems like it's pressed when it comes to our culture and what we do as a people. When we want to help our people come up and when we get into positions to do something and we start helping people or bringing people along, motherfuckers be like, damn, he wouldn't be shit without so-and-so, or damn, can you get away from so-and-so? You always with that person. You always trying to claim this person. You always trying to use this person for clout. But then people can turn around and see somebody like Adam Sandler and be like, man, Adam is dope as hell, always keeping his friends in the same movies for years. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas that Adam be putting on and keeping them all, yeah, man, I can shit. But then with Tyler Perry, too, same thing. Oh, why he always got the same people in the same movies? Why he always got these unknown people and these It's like we can't help the next person without some type of scrutiny behind it. But y'all big up the other niggas that been doing this shit for years. Why can't Dave put his boy on, especially when he knows he can hold his own? I would do the same thing, and I'm pretty sure y'all would do the same thing if y'all had the position of power like these other people. Now ask yourself the question, who has Corey done that for? Who has Corey put on to where it changed their life and they out here really touching a bag from being a part of something that Corey was a part of? Whether it be the 5150 show or putting them on the road to open up. Who? He certainly helped people by putting them on his show. He certainly helped people by putting him on the road, but who is out here consistently getting it? Who is out here that's like, oh, you were with Corey Holcomb or you were on a 5150 show. Now you got all these opportunities in life. It seems like he falls out with most people before that even happens. He said he put on Precise. Oh, man. And don't nobody say Craig, because Craig put himself on, man. Craig just found outlets to help further his career. Craig is not part of that, oh, man, you know, Corey put him on. No, Craig put himself on. Craig put himself in a position to put himself in places where it could help him in his career. Yes, thank Corey for allowing you to be on his platform, but Corey didn't make Craig, and Craig holds his own anywhere. So I don't know. But that's probably where the perception of envy comes from. Because Dave has enough power to put somebody on and change their life. And maybe Corey feels like he's such a great comedian, such an elite comedian himself, that he should be able to do the same thing, but he doesn't have that type of power because people don't really rock, or not people, the industry, Hollywood doesn't really rock with him like that. He has the people, he has the streets. You know, a lot of people come on and be like, yo, 5150, every time I go somewhere and they see me on here, you know, they'll shout it out. But are these people paying the tickets? Are these people paying for these people's way in life? Are they supporting them for real? We can only hope so. Now, I don't know what's going to come from this. I know that if, you know, Corey catches wind of this, he wouldn't have a problem going on his show to talk a little bit more shit about Donnell. But I will say, man, y'all know where this comes from. And I'm about to play this back again. This is the reason why Donnell is really, really trying to be on Corey's head top. Look.
You catch up. You ain't have no. Nobody agree? So I'm wrong. Okay, I can be wrong. I'm talking about, but we at the what is this called? This is the Laugh Factory. We was at the Savoy, you wouldn't be able to be up here that long. Niggas be like, get your whole ass down.
I came up in the hardest rooms in Brooklyn.
And
you
what
ain't
happened?
never with them rooms.
You just yelling.
Because I don't have a mic. I can talk to you straight up. You want to talk about it? You saying I'm mild, you saying I ain't come through the streets or the gutters is straight bull. And if you want to ask somebody, ask the mother. Listen. This be fair. Fair conversation. No. Let's be fair. Let's be fair and real. You say you keep it 100. Know how I get down.
How?
32. I rip.
You rip mics?
I rip. You ask any ever see me bomb. Anybody. And you ask anybody that don't know me, I keep it gangster.
I don't say you.
No, you trying to say I'm a bum. I ain't no bum.
No, I didn't say
and that
you
saw.
Your is mild. It's mild.
You know what?
Hey, that part makes me laugh every single time when Corey said your comedy is mild, and he turned around and had to do a quick assessment and adjustment of his mind because he couldn't believe what he was hearing. He was beside himself. My man turned around and did a quick fist down to his side. He said, God damn it. He was so pissed off.
You know what you're doing now?
You're a provocateur.
You know how to incite people. Ain't nothing mild about my.
People look at you.
Ain't nothing.
You was at the mall there, put you out with your hot dog in your hand.
And guess what? You can say what you want to say. You can say to me a mild comic is totally off.
So you a strong comic.
I'm a beast.
Now, of course, that interaction made its rounds, but I'm telling you right now, you will never expect no type of collaboration with Corey or Donnell or Dave Chappelle anytime in the near future, which is crazy to me because I think that a lot of these guys will be so much stronger together and being on one accord, but there's so much beef between the comedians and the comedy circuit And a lot of stuff we just don't know about. It's a lot of envy, and they want to be the best guy in the room. They want to be the most popular guy in the room. They want to be the funniest. You know what I'm saying? They want to be the last guy to go up because they all know the closers is the guy that really be killing it. It's a lot of competition. It's a lot of envy, and it's not too much unity within the comedy community. I do think it is, you know, if they call, you know, a lot of these guys call this shit a fraternity. They call the comedy world a fraternity, and they say it's a brotherhood. But if it's really that, why are people going out of their way to comment? Why are other comedians going out of their way to comment on whether or not they think another comic is funny? They should be sticking together, but it's a competition. I get it. It's a competition. They trying to be on top of one another and try to, you know, up one another and try to be greater than the next person. But I'm telling you right now, if Corey Holcomb and Dave Chappelle were to work together, or Dave was to bring Corey on tour, it'll be nonstop. Corey would probably be skyrocketed out of here. He wouldn't need a Hollywood movie or an opportunity with Hollywood, nothing. If Cat put him on a tour to open up, which that's been the talk around town for the last couple weeks, that there might be a comedy tour coming up that features Corey and Monique and some other people. We'll see. And if it is, it's well deserved. He should be able to go on tour with big names and really expand who, you know, his comedy and really expand his fan base. You know what I'm saying? I get it. 5150 has a cult fan base, but at the same time, when you start touching these different rooms and these different platforms, these different arenas and these stadiums, the profit and the benefit from that is unmatched. I just would much rather a lot of these comedians come together than they would separate. That's all. That's just how I feel, man. I wish there was more unity in the comedy community. Now, speaking of dumbasses, I know we weren't speaking of any dumbasses. I just wanted to try to bring a segue to it. But speaking of dumbasses, last night was the Grammy Awards. Now, on the Grammy red carpet, they had a lot of guests. They was interviewing a lot of people. A lot of things were going on. At some point during the live interview session with the Associated Press, they had two individuals up here conducting interviews with artists and different influencers and different celebrities who came through. Babyface was one of the superstar guests to pull up on the red carpet to Associated Press for an interview. And during this interview, he was disrespected at the highest degree. What happened was one of the interviewers saw another artist that they liked who was a current relevant artist, so to speak, with a big name. And they completely cut off Babyface's answer to a question, had him move aside so that this weirdo can come up and get interviewed. How you don't know you're being disrespectful in the moment is the craziest thing to me. But, you know, people do what they do and move how they feel in the moment without thinking, because those are things that happen in a pressurized situation. You're on TV, you're on camera, you're interviewing people, you're on the Grammys red carpet. You're not really even using your brain, but at the same time, that doesn't negate the disrespect that happened. Watch this buffoonery right here.
Talk to you about just the rise of women in R&B and the way they were really at the forefront. Can you talk about just this new trend that we're seeing in R&B, where we're seeing more of a fusion? We're seeing people blend the genre with pop, blend the genre with hip hop and rock as well.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
So sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Hello, how's it going?
You could tell they knew, or you could tell at least this girl knew that something wrong happened, because as soon as this girl started doing her weirdo fanned out shit,
You guys want to
and cut him off. How you gonna cut? Like, look at her movements. Look at her movements. This is a weird lady right here.
It's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that?
Also, I need y'all to pay attention to this. When this chaperone girl came and walked up, watch this hand right here.
Blend the genre with pop, blend the
Boom,
genre with
tapped her.
hip hop and rock as well.
That wasn't just any hand. That was a black hand. Look at that black ass hand touching her on the back to get her attention, to tell her to disrespect the hell out of Babyface. Nigga, it's Black History Month. Are you out of your cotton picking mind? Come on, man. This shit don't make no sense. Disrespect, and then how do you expect him to act? I see a comment, Copacetic say he told them to. Niggas mad because he ain't tripping. It's not even about that. It's not even about the fact that he ain't tripping. It's the fact that people can feel how they feel about a legend being disrespected on the red carpet. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of, oh, he ain't tripping about it. He got cut off from his answer that he was given, was moved out the way. He said, okay, you want to go do that here. The girl was already calling the person over. What did you want him to do? Say, no, you stand back there. Let me finish talking. Or did he want to get up out the way because he realized these people weren't really interested in talking to him and they just highly disrespected him to his face? Now, of course, he's going to remember who he is. It's Babyface. He's a superstar. He done work with every great you can think of. His resume speaks for itself. He doesn't have to be torn down by this situation or be depressed about this situation. But did he feel some type of way? He's human. Of course he felt some type of way about it. He made a statement about it. That doesn't mean that he didn't feel disrespected by what happened. Now, after this happened, that girl was MIA until it was time for them to leave, and then she came back to make an apology for her disrespect and tried to claim that she was a big fan. No, you are not a big fan. You don't know shit about Babyface, but you had to say what you needed to say because you knew the backlash was coming. And on top of that, it's the second day of Black History Month. Are you out of your rabbit ass mind? Disrespected a black legend to bring on a pale horse
and rock as well.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go do that.
So sorry. I'm so sorry. Hello. How's it going, Chapel? Hello.
Oh my God. You should have seen how awkward this girl was looking trying to apologize for this shit. I do want to show y'all a response from another R&B legend. He had to comment on this situation, man. Sean Stockton from Boyz II Men. Y'all know who that is. Great vocalist, part of the legendary group Boyz II Men. He saw what happened, and of course, him and Babyface are really good friends, and he wanted to be able to speak on this situation. And I want y'all to hear his breakdown of what happened.
Hey, y'all, what's going on? So I was watching the Grammys, and I happened to see something that really, really bothered me. A friend of mine was on the red carpet, and he was being interviewed by a couple of young ladies. And during his interview, they saw someone that was, I guess, currently hot right now. And they called over to that person, basically interrupting my friend, who, by the way, is a legend in the music business. Not just black music, but in music in general. His interview was abruptly cut off because they were trying to get the attention of this particular artist. And my friend, being obviously and rightfully so upset, just handed the mic off and walked away. I was talking to my manager, Joe, on the phone about this, and he raised a question. It's like, or rather he made a statement. Like, that would never happen in the NFL. Like, or the NBA. You would never disrespect Magic Johnson. You would never disrespect You would never disrespect any football legend, Deion Sanders or whoever. Because there's a level of understanding of what those particular human beings brought to that respective profession. But it seems to be the opposite in the music industry. The industry tends to have a really bad habit of doing very disrespectful things to people that should be honored. No matter what you know or not know of them, there are certain people that in the industry should be well versed on who is who and who they should tip their hat to. So it bothers me that in any other profession of entertainment, whether it be acting, whether it be sports, the legends are honored. But with the music industry, if you're not considered relevant, you get thrown away and discarded, no longer useful. And that's weird to me. And I wanted to ask all of you guys, like, why do you think that is? Why is that?
I know why, because we don't try to hold our own to a certain regard. That's why. That's why. We participate in throwing our legends to the side in this culture, in this industry. We talk about how niggas is too old to be doing this, or we put an age gap on rap music or whatever genre there is. It's like all these other genres, these people, their legends can go until they're at 90 years old, standing on stage looking decrepit, hardly moving across the stage, but niggas in the crowd is singing every last goddamn word because they're a legend and their songs did something to them in their lives. It impacted them in certain ways. The people that impacted us in our lives should be held to that same standard, but we push people out. We do that. And then when we participate in that, how you expect anybody else from any other culture, any other race to even take us seriously or to even respect us in the same way? You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should be the ones to set the standard for how we deal with and how we approach and how we revere our legends so that it'll translate to other people in other cultures and other genres. We shouldn't just have the old school festivals and the 80s themed concerts for us to enjoy these people's music, because they all got to get on the same stage together instead of doing their own tours, doing their own shows where people come just to enjoy the music that they've loved for decades. They deserve that for the impact that they put into this genre, for the what they've done for other people. Now we've gotten to the point where you can hardly hear an original beat anymore because everybody is sampling everything from the past. We simply have to revere and respect our own legends more to get that respect that we deserve. Speaking of the respect that we deserve, or the respect that somebody deserves, I want to give a quick congratulations to Kendrick Lamar for sweeping the Grammys, man, winning 5 of them things for Not Like Us. You know, the Grammys wasn't just a downside because of what happened with Babyface. Nah, I think that there was a big win for hip-hop and R&B last night. Shout out to Kendrick and a lot of people. This is the funny part, too, because I know, you know, a lot of those OB hoes will sit around and say, oh, see, look what Drake said. Kendrick just opened his mouth. Somebody hand him a Grammy right now. I've never seen so many people try to use somebody winning as a bad thing. This is how bad niggas took a L. Now they got to turn a W into something to hate on. Think about that shit. Oh, we can't do anything. We don't want to take an L, so now we got to look at Kendrick's W's and say, oh yeah, no, this is what they did. This is manufactured. This was that. Did y'all hear all those bots? Did y'all hear all those bots rapping those words inside that building? Think about that. Kobe said, why you want a Grammy from people not like us? Contradiction. He's not up there accepting an award for white people. What the fuck? He's accepting the award for himself. Did he go on stage and say, I want to thank all the white people and all the people that are not like us for this award? No, he went on there and bigged up the culture. He bigged up the people in his life, different black people that are a force in this. Gave respect to people that don't get no mentions at the Grammys, who are black artists who he revered and who he respected and who he was inspired by. Using his platform and where he is today to big up other black people that were there or not there. People are like, that's the shit that is crazy to me. The lengths that people will go to try to find something bad out of what happened. Now I don't know if it's cause y'all love Drake or y'all just think that Kendrick shouldn't get the accolades or the respect he deserves. I don't know what it is. But to try to cherry pick some shit like, oh, why is he accepting a Grammy from people not like us? Nigga, he's a rap artist. This is the Recording Academy. He's getting an award for the shit that he put out there. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Infallible, what's his name? Infallible King Brooks. He said, "Not Like Us is truly black division. Canada was a part of the Underground Railroad. Slaves accepted the North and Canada." I didn't see him have a problem with Canada at all. I thought he just had a problem with a nigga that's from Canada. I didn't know that he was I didn't know he was trying to divide Canada from the black community. I thought he was going at a specific person who was taunting him. See, that's the shit that I be talking about. This nigga won a battle and now motherfuckers is trying to come up with these consolation W's for Drake or for OVO, for whatever type of shit that they trying to find contradictions in what this nigga said. He kept it rap. He didn't go on social media to try to troll. He wasn't doing no interviews. He wasn't having people go out here and try to say shit for him. He kept it rap. Niggas wanted to engage in a rap battle. A nigga lost and a nigga won. When did this become a Canada thing? Because the internet made it a Canada thing? See, a lot of people will take, that's the thing too, when you get engulfed into these social media narratives and these social media back and forths with people when you're discussing a rap battle, you start adopting the things that these niggas are saying on the internet and trying to apply it to the nigga that they talking about. Show me where at any moment this nigga Kendrick was like, yeah, fuck Canada, or like, this is us against Canada. He was talking about Drake. We have to maintain a level of common sense in this shit. Copacetti said, that's cat, man. Macklemore won over him and he keeps showing up. He ain't standing up for shit. What does Macklemore winning over him have to do with him continuing to accept awards? He has 22 Grammys. Because he didn't win one over Macklemore, he's supposed to stop showing up. The nigga won 22 Grammys. What are y'all this is what I'm saying. What are y'all talking about? Standing on what? What is he supposed to stand on? Was he one of the people that was saying boycott the Grammys? When did he say that? Can y'all pull that up? Can y'all send me a link? Is there a video? Is there a clip? When did he say boycott the Grammys? Oh, because he talks black empowerment, he's supposed to stay away from accepting awards and being acknowledged for being a great artist. He's supposed to do that? I'm confused. What do y'all think Kendrick's supposed to be doing? Y'all think that nigga's supposed to be so pro-black that they escape their own accolades? White validation from who? If a nigga's in his music talking about black empowerment, where does he seek white validation? It seems like he's seeking black validation, in my opinion. Ain't no white people on the Grammy board that he's trying to impress with him being pro-black. That makes no sense. What? Show me, once again, use a narrative, but also back it up with some facts. Where is the white validation he's looking for? Because he's going to accept awards that he won, that he's being nominated for? That's white validation he's seeking? Come on, man. I'm trying to figure out y'all brain process when y'all think about certain things. As he said, they not like us. He was definitely talking about Canadian blacks. He was talking about Canadian blacks, or was he talking about Drake, the guy that he made the song about? So, okay, let me put this in perspective for you. If they not like us is him trying to divide Canada, then he's saying that he's talking about Canadian blacks. So is he calling all Canadian blacks pedophiles and that they fuck with A minors? Does that apply, or did that only apply to Drake? All it takes is a little bit of common sense and a little bit of brain power to think about the things that are being said. If he's talking about Canadian blacks, So that means that he was calling every Canadian black a pedophile. Okay. I thought that bar was just for Drake. Maybe I was confused. I'm probably wrong, right? Copacetic says, showing up to white institutions for an award is ignorance. Okay, you're in a music industry that is dominated by white institutions. There is no escaping white people in the music industry. I don't know if you guys know that. I don't know if that's like privy to you, or if that wasn't dawned on you, but like the music industry is predominantly ran by white people. And these award shows are majority have white people on the panels. But black people are supposed to stop accepting awards or stop being acknowledged for their work because they're black or they're pro-black. I'm confused. I want to know what y'all. I want to know where y'all coming from with this. His subject matter isn't minimized because he's accepting awards. His impact and what he stands for isn't less because he went to the Grammys to accept an award. That's like, and once again, just a little common sense goes a long way. Niggas be on tour. What is he not supposed to perform in arenas and stadiums because these stadiums are white establishments and white institutions run by white people because white people own these places? Come on, man. We're in America. We're in America. Y'all want somebody to do what y'all want them to do to make you feel good about what you believe some niggas should do because they pro-black or because they stand for black people and because they support black people. How can't you do both? He just did it. I feel like the only people that are making these excuses are the people that inevitably are fans of Drake. I'm just saying. And I'll stick by that. You can say it's not because of that, but like that's the only reason why niggas are saying what they saying. They not looking at anything that this man did or what he stands for or what he talks about. Y'all paying attention to the fact that he showed up to the Grammys. What y'all want him to do? Making money. What's up, Subliminal Frequency? Making money for white labels, but supposedly at war with white establishments. Who is he at war with? Once again, if you say certain things and you are pushing a narrative, you have to back that up with facts. Who is Kendrick at war with? Who? Let's see. Quote the man. Quote him. Let me know who he is at war with. Which white establishments is Kendrick at war with? Or is he somebody that is for his own people and for uplifting his own people and using his platform and his music to uplift his own people, but yet he is at war with white establishments? Well, okay, it's in his music. Tell me what he said. Tell me what he said that made you think that he shouldn't show up to accept an award for his accomplishments. Show me. I need to know. Pull up the lyrics. Prove me wrong. I would love to be proved wrong because I can call Kendrick a hypocrite. I'm not so much of a fan of a nigga where I can't call him out. I think y'all know that. I think y'all know that by now. I think watching the GMS show, you know that I could be a fan of a nigga and still call him on his contradictions or call him on his bullshit. I just truly don't believe that that is his motive. So I need you to expound on that, not just tell me what you think he's doing. Let me know what he said that shows you that he is at war with these white establishments. Safe Zone says, bro, we know Corey would take off if he was a decent nigga. He don't know it for some reason. Yeah, well, he's a very convicted person, man. He's somebody that sticks by his word, man. And when you are that way, then what comes with it comes with it. Infallible said, I'm in Canada. Everyone here knows what he was saying. Two things can be true. He was talking about Drake, but he was also being divisive in a Kendrick fan, by the way. I'm a Kendrick fan, by the way. He was being divisive. So let's see. Not like us. came after Family Matters, right? Drake was talking about people being affiliated in his music, about who reps what set, who does this and that. Drake could have got niggas jammed up by the police talking about what these niggas rep or what they really claim. Now I get it, y'all be like, oh, these niggas be on the internet doing it themselves, they doing it themselves. Drake is a huge artist, man. And they take into consideration what certain niggas say. And I'm just saying, if he didn't want that type of smoke, he shouldn't have invited it. Niggas went from saying drop to all of a sudden, we not bothered, and niggas now they suing. Come on, man. Those two things I don't believe are true. I don't think he had an attack on Canada. I think he was very direct. When you go into a song and call a nigga a pedophile, you're being direct. There's no need for him to be a subliminal or for him to have some type of underlying meaning to what he was saying. I'm pretty sure that song was very direct. And I'm pretty sure if a nigga felt a certain type of way about Canada as a whole, he wouldn't be coming there on tour just to say he did. Kendrick doesn't need to go to Canada. I don't think we even realize he doesn't need to go to Canada on this tour. As a matter of fact, he could show up to a show in Canada and get booed out the building just because of how much people love Drake, but he's still doing it. I don't think he's doing it for brownie points. I don't think he needs it. So once again, I don't think he is having some type of attack on Canada. I think people who are Canadian felt attacked because a nigga from Canada who they champion, who they look at as damn near the president of that motherfucker, got made to look crazy. And he lost a rap battle. And now he's suing for defamation. I think that's why people in Canada feel the way that they feel about Kendrick and think that he's being divisive. He engaged in it. Nobody was saying shit about being divisive in any other rap battle. They just took it as these niggas is beefing. But because of the impact that this had, now people is like, oh, well, he's being divisive. He's going against Canadians. He's calling all Canadians not like us. I mean, technically, you're from Canada. You're not from the U.S. You aren't like an American. You're not an American. You're Canadian. So if he was talking about Canada, technically he'd be right. You are not like us. But he was talking about Drake, and we all know why he was talking about Drake. And I know it's got to be crazy to be suing somebody or be trying to try to talk about bots being used over here or inflating streams over here, but then you have to hear an entire stadium at the Grammys rapping the words to a song that was super lit over the summer last year in 2024. You can't bot that type of shit. People actually love the song. And no matter how many streams get pumped into a song, that doesn't stamp its longevity. It doesn't stamp people liking it. You have hive minds. You have people that follow along with trends, but not by the masses like that. If a song hitting, the song is hitting. I think we should know that by now. Either way, congratulations to Kendrick for smoking the Grammys, man. Took away 5, did what he had to do, gave love to the people he should have gave love to. This is funny, man, because they caught Drake's dad outside at the Grammys. And they asked him what he thought about Kendrick winning a Grammy for Not Like Us. Listen to this.
Gotta ask, what do you think about Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us getting Record of the Year?
I don't care nothing about that shit.
No.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. All the best to him, man.
Okay, cool.
I don't do that bullshit.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Gotta ask, what do you think about Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us getting Record of the Year?
I don't care nothing about that shit.
That was the oldest nigga answer of all time. You could tell he didn't give a damn about none of that shit. He said, nigga, do you see how I'm walking? I'm more worried about my knees giving out than I am about this nigga. Do you see me? Do you see what's going on over here, nigga? I could barely walk. Y'all asking me about Kendrick Lamar. I don't give nothing fuck about that shit. I'm trying to fix my goddamn kneecaps, nigga. Trying to make sure my mustache is plush, nigga. Do you see the wrap on my head, nigga? I'm trying to make sure my waves is clean. Do you see these glasses on my face, nigga? Making sure they clear. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn about that shit.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. All the best to him, man.
Okay, cool.
I don't do that bullshit.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Drake's dad is a menace. Drake's dad is out here plush, man. He is comfortable out here in life. I'm talking about anything that this man do, man. I give Drake's dad props because he just be moving through life just like cool as hell. Like he's one of them OG niggas you can't really do shit with. You know what I'm saying? He gonna stand on his word. He gonna be convicted in how he feel, and that's just what it is, man. You gotta respect it. You know, I seen some people out here like, man, why did he go in on Kendrick? That's Drake's dad. Man, Drake is a grown ass man. You handle your pride. I ain't saying I like Kendrick. I'm not saying that's my boy. I'm not saying good luck. I hope you win your Grammy or I love your music, nigga. I'm saying that's between y'all two grown ass men. Two grown ass men. I ain't got shit to do with that. At the end of the day, that's still my son. There ain't shit gonna change about that. Y'all want a moment. They want a moment. They want to get a sound bite. They want to get a clip. And he's very aware of that. My man is worried about his health. Did he take his vitamins this morning? Y'all asking him about Kendrick. Come on, man. Shout out to Drake's dad, though. Shout out to Drake's dad. We gonna keep going. We got a couple more topics, man. We are in the like section, man. What I do is go to my like section so we can talk about some things. But on par with Kendrick Lamar, we do have to speak on this real quick, man. Top Dog had faced a legal situation, man. Now, do I think that this happened due to secret sources trying to destroy TDE and trying to make them look bad due to what happened in the I don't think that if Kendrick and Drake beef last year that this would have ever came up, but that's just me. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. We also have to remember that this is the music industry and you can't put past nothing with anybody in the industry. But I will say it does look a little weird. The timing is weird. Super Bowl coming up, defamation lawsuit. Then all of a sudden 2 women come out and say that TDE was a part of some type of sexual misconduct lawsuit. They were seeking $48 million. Let me just go ahead and read this statement from TDE's legal counsel, right? Name is Marty Singer. He released a statement. He said, this is a clear example of a shakedown lawsuit by Linda Luna and Aya Alteri, who made a demand of $48 million through their attorneys on of fame. There are text messages and communications that totally refute these baseless claims. Additionally, Miss Luna and Miss Altari were never employees of Top Dog Entertainment. We are confident that we will prevail in this action. Interesting. Also, I think it's very convenient in a world where people will take the first headline that they see and take it as law or push those narratives. It's easy for things like this to happen and people to push a narrative, and then once it comes out that this was false, or even if the charges were dropped, people don't pay attention to that because it's not sensational. It's not something that'll spark interest. You know, they don't like that. They like the drama. They like things to actually be true. You know, it's crazy when you think about it. A lot of people do wish that these things happen to people so they can have something to talk about. When it doesn't happen, they don't be like, oh, well, I'm glad that these people weren't sexually assaulted. I'm glad that these guys didn't do that. It never goes to that. It always gets brushed under the rug, and then you keep those narratives floating around out there. Because even if it wasn't true, people will still bring it up. Oh, TDE, weren't they accused of so-and-so? It happens all the time. Even with the Drake situation. Do I think Drake is a pedo? No. I do think he has some questionable things that he's done in the past. But if he's never done anything of that sort, I'm not going to call him it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any evidence or no real concrete anything to say that he's a pedo. What I will say is that I do believe he likes young girls. Now, young girls could mean anything. It could be from 18. It can be to 22. That could be young according to somebody who's almost 40. That's a young girl. Now, 2 things can be true. But I, in my heart of hearts, don't think that Drake is a pedo. I just think that he liked young girls. And at this time in life, he's probably going to stay away from the young girls. He's probably going to start dating a lot more girls closer to his age. Because don't nobody want that narrative out there about him. And also, people were very mad that TDE decided to release these people's names. And the thing about it is, they're mad because, oh, why would you release their names if they wanted to stay anonymous? Well, I'm pretty sure that's a strategy by people who wholeheartedly don't believe or feel like it's true that these things are false. So if they're false, you're putting these people's names out there to let people know, hey, these are the people that are trying to falsely accuse us of something. And when it comes out, or if it comes out that this was false, people should know that these two individuals was out there just trying to get money. You're supposed to give scrutiny to people who deserve it. There should never be a chance in life where people are going around making horrible false claims to be able to go around in life and continue to succeed or continue to progress in any type of way, shape, or form in any type of establishment. You should be dead in the water at that point. There should never be a chance where you come back to even prevail in a space where you try to do a shakedown to somebody, come up with heinous allegations. Now, I'm just saying, it's allegations. We don't know if it's fully true or not. But if it's false, you got to hold these people accountable. Point blank, period, man. And then, of course, people attach Kendrick's name to it because it's his former label. And they also desperately are trying to search for a W for Drake. Oh, look, TDE, they got a weird case. Why are they around? But these same people won't be there to make comments if they find out that all this shit was a lie. That's just how the world works. It's just how the world works, man. People just want to constantly have drama, man. Now, as we keep going, speaking of drama, OG comedian, man, TK Kirkland is in some drama because he made some comments about raising other people's children. He said, you raising something that don't belong to you. He says it's a mental illness for a man to raise another man's child and call it the worst thing you can do. Now, I don't know about anybody out there in the comment section that are in a situation where you're somebody's stepdad or raising somebody else's child. But if you are, I would like to hear from you after we play this clip, man. Check this out.
Have your own family. You'll feel better. If you have your own family, your own children, when you do for that child, it's meaningful. It means something. When you're raising another man's child, that's mental illness.
Have you ever tried to do that?
That's crazy. I've done that.
Oh, you've done, okay, speaking from experience. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
It's mental illness. It's really one of the worst things you can do.
Raising another man's child is mental illness.
It's mental illness.
Explain,
because
please.
You're raising something that don't belong to you. That's some horrible shit to pretend. That's like a gay man who wants to be a woman or a woman who wants to be a man. You're pretending to be something that's not natural. And nobody talks about it in our community. We men think that's what they should do. And you know what happens? Financial fucking debt. And then when your money is out, the pressure that's on you, the stress, you end up dying early. And you out of here. And don't nobody give a fuck. And the kids will love you, yeah, if you're a good person. But there's not stress. You ever notice that you can be a stepfather and the dad, the birth father ain't shit, but they still love that motherfucker like he paid the rent.
Right.
It's still
Put groceries in the house.
It's still emotional
they still show
attachment.
love to dad.
Because that's their daddy.
Exactly.
No matter what.
Why should you go through that? Why?
What do y'all think about that, man? Because I got a few opinions on that. I'm not necessarily saying that he's right or wrong. I'm just saying that people have experiences in life, man, and their opinions and how they view things are usually based off of their experiences in life, or not just even their own, but other people that have been around them. I could tell you now, I've had friends that, raise a child that's not theirs. They're the step parent, and I do believe that if a man steps up for a woman to take care of her child with her or for her, or steps up as a father figure for a child whose father doesn't want to be in their life or refuses to take the responsibility to take care of their child, that woman should be able to appreciate that man a lot more than the average man that will come around to just be with her. Because this man is taking on a responsibility that is not his. He is choosing to step up in that way. And I feel like it's important to value that man in certain ways. There's certain things that you shouldn't even do. You shouldn't even move a certain type of way with a man that is there trying to help you take care of your child that's yours and somebody else's. That's how I feel. So I'm not saying that a man shouldn't do it. I'm saying that if he does do it, he should keep in mind that there's a certain level of respect and there's certain ways that a person, or especially the person that you're with, should move with you when you take on a responsibility that is somebody else's. That doesn't mean you shouldn't treat that child like your own if y'all done built that relationship. Like I know dudes that done been in a kid's life since they were born, or since they were like 1 or 2 years old, and now that child is 15, 16 years old. Calling that man dad, not her stepdad, not by his first name, but calling him dad because that's who he was to them, or that's who he is to them. And I commend that. But I also know that the mental illness route, I'm not going to co-sign that. It's not a mental illness for a man to do what a man wants to do, especially if he wants to step up and be there for somebody. If the dynamic is right, if the foundation is right, why can't he? What makes it a mental illness that a man sees what he wants in life, whether it be a woman that doesn't have a kid or a woman that does have a kid? If he sees value in that relationship, if he sees value in that situation, then more power to him. I'm not gonna degrade a man or make a man feel less than, or make him feel like he's going through a mental illness because he decided to take on a certain responsibility. If he can do so, then let him do so. King Lukey said, I got 2 stepdaughters, so TK, stick it up your ass. Why would I listen to a person that purposely took Eddie Murphy's Rolex back in the day? God damn. Simo said he's partially correct. Fathers don't get their flowers until after they're gone. Glow said it sounds like TK had a messed up experience. Yeah. Simo said I have 5 stepchildren, but I ain't no simp. Bitches ain't have babies on me. And that's the thing too, to go off what Glow just said, a messed up experience. That's what I mean. People will take their experiences and that's what they will echo from. Like when he made the example of, oh, you can be in a kid's life, but they can still, respect and love their father or treat their dad, the dad, that their biological father, with more respect than you, or still love that guy. He ain't doing nothing for him. But they love him because that's their dad, that's their actual father, their biological father. And that's the type of connection you can't break, regardless if your father was great or if your father was a piece of shit. You would probably talk some shit about him. You probably not mess with him like that, but at some point in life, you're going to be like, man, I love that nigga, man. You can't break that type of bond. So I get where he's coming from with that, but I do not agree with the mental illness side of it. I do not believe it's a mental illness for a man to take care of somebody else's child that's not his, man. If you bring yourself in a situation where a woman has a child already, it is now it's now up to you. You making a choice now. You have every choice to be a part of this situation or not. You are not attached to this person. Y'all don't have a baby together. Y'all don't have nothing to attach y'all together. So you're making a decision for yourself. And more power to the guys out there that have stepchildren. More power to the guys out there that do have stepchildren and are taking care of responsibilities how they want to do it, man. If you are succeeding in that area, more power to you. I have nothing bad to say about it. Also, I remember somebody bringing up earlier, we got to bring this up, man. We got to bring this up. We got to talk about it real quick before we get out of here, man. Luka. Bombshell trade. The Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic and some other nigga to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, some other nigga, and the 2029 first round pick. Now, I don't believe this trade deadline is done. I don't believe that they're done maneuvering people, but that was probably the most shocking trade that we've experienced in the past few years. Nobody saw this coming because you never see a team wanting to get rid of a franchise player the way that they got rid of Luka to make this type of trade. I don't see how they could gel together. LeBron and Luka, I mean, I could see AD and Kyrie and how that goes. I could see that being something that works out for them, but also you're missing a key component. Luka. Now, within this situation, people, of course, want to jump to LeBron and say LeBron is the reason. They pulled up a picture of LeBron looking at Kyrie crazy, who ended up leaving the Cavs. They have a picture of LeBron looking at D-Wade crazy, which he ended up leaving the Heat. And then you have a picture of LeBron looking at AD crazy, while AD looks like he's getting the best sloppy top gok 3000 of his life. Look at this nigga. Why are you even caught in this action? This man looked like he's sitting back on a computer chair getting topped off. He said, damn, bitch. Damn. Fix his unibrow. I don't believe that LeBron is the cause of this. I think that these organizations are very slick, very slimy, and very snakish. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. How I know that certain things like this be happening without the players doing, or players being involved, especially somebody like LeBron, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm gonna say it here. This is an exclusive, okay? I'm gonna call it an exclusive because I don't remember if I told y'all this or not. But I met an NBA player recently over the past couple months, man. They came to my job, and I met him that day. He was real cool. I'm gonna refrain from saying who it was and what organization or team he was with, because I don't want this to be mixed around. But there was an event going on. There was a certain team there. Their coach was there, and some players were there. And that day was the day that Cat got traded. Karl Anthony Towns got traded from the Timberwolves to the Knicks. Now, this was a team that it wasn't our team. It wasn't the Timberwolves. It was another team in the NBA that was here doing a charity event, and the news broke while everybody was there. When I tell you, I've never seen so many people scramble in my life. I've never felt that type of tension in the room unless something bad happened. I'm talking about the coach of this team had to leave off stage, come to the back area where I was. It is just me and him in the room. I shit you not. It's just me and the coach of this very popular team who won a championship standing in front of me on his phone going in. And then that NBA player, an active NBA player who's a very popular NBA player, came through and started talking a little bit of shit about Cat. I'm not going to put that out there, but I'm going to just say he had some words for Cat. But also, who else was in attendance? Because it was here in Minnesota, our very head coach of the Timberwolves was also in attendance. And he found out while he was there. There was no meeting. There was no, hey, he's the coach. And y'all not telling him about trading his players, especially his superstar players on the squad who he feels like he needs. As soon as he found out, like we all found out on the internet. When I tell you that man rushed out of that building, cussing up a storm, he was beside himself. So I could only imagine how these trades affect the actual players who don't have no idea. It's being reported that Luka just bought a $15 million house in Dallas right before he found out the fucking news that he was getting traded to Los Angeles, man. They said that man broke down in tears. I don't know if y'all noticed, but you can't just purchase a $15 million house and then take your money back. Oh my God. I'll be devastated. But seeing all that in real time, you get to see how these things are done in certain rooms and talked about amongst certain people, but not the people that it should be communicated to. But all we can see, or all we can hope, is that these guys gel together, man. It becomes a even better NBA season, man. It's gonna look weird seeing Luka in a Lakers uniform. It's gonna be weird to try to see how these guys gel together. That's another thing that messes me up about these trades and how these people move everything around when it comes to business. Y'all don't understand, like, the physical aspect of the game, the mental aspect of the game. These guys have to build chemistry together. These guys have to be able to gel together and work together and be able to succeed together, because the ultimate goal is for them to build a great franchise and win. When these guys have to start over, you see the decline happen because they aren't too quick to gel. They aren't too quick to build chemistry. My Timberwolves had a great season last year. It's not going the same because a key component to the squad is gone. The chemistry is gone. It doesn't matter how you feel about Cat and his playing style and what he did. The fact that they had chemistry and the fact that they were able to really feed off each other and actually play together and know each other was the difference in the outcome of the games. And that happens with everybody. So all we can do is hope that these guys succeed. Now, of course, like I said, this picture was brought up because people are saying LeBron was the reason why this happened. Now, you know, false narratives like to get pushed because people love a storyline. They love the sensationalism of bringing something up or wanting to break a story. Some guy went on CBS Sports and claimed that LeBron had grown frustrated with Anthony Davis, and this is the reason why Anthony Davis got traded to Dallas. LeBron immediately responded to these claims at 12:55 a.m. He didn't wait till the next morning. He heard about it and immediately dispelled it and said, "You a fucking lie," with the long nose emoji and a clown emoji. This is the reason why he said that. Listen to these guys.
It's a great question. And this, so I have not been able to reach every source that you would like to, as this is a breaking news story. So, Joe, I'm going to tell you something that was true a year ago, but I think it is pertinent now. And I remember I talked to you about this on CBS Sports HQ last year at the trade deadline, and Lakers fans got very angry. But at the time, there was talk within the Lakers organization that LeBron James had grown a little frustrated with Anthony Davis. It wasn't that necessarily AD was going to be traded. We obviously didn't report that on CBS Sports. It was just, hey, this is something to keep an eye on. LeBron is frustrated with AD, and he doesn't think that it's working. And that's because LeBron has very, very high expectations. And you fast forward a year later, obviously that reporting, really that information from Lakers sources was accurate. This was probably a slow boil, Joe, and it's always hard to know with LeBron James. I've covered the guy. We've all watched him for years. Amazing player. He can be a little inconsistent sometimes. He can be, some would say, a little moody. And so this is something I'd heard about and we had talked about a year ago. You never know if it's just LeBron having a bad month with AD, but obviously LeBron had made the consideration, because you're right, this trade does not happen without his absolute blessing and approval. LeBron had clearly made the determination that his window is longer than just this season, because Luke is injured but coming back, that he doesn't have the pieces to win in this window, whatever he thinks it is, the next year or two, and the new CBA makes it much more restrictive. There wasn't going to be the easy opportunity to go and get a big name because of some of the limitations. And so I think you're right. We're speculating here to a degree. I mean, I've got some reporting here that suggests from people that LeBron certainly was involved. But this follows a pattern where LeBron wants to win championships. It doesn't matter if he's 26 or he's 40 years old. And you're right. There's no chance. There is 0% chance this trade happens without LeBron at a minimum giving his approval and maybe a little bit of a shove out the door for AD.
Listen to that. Listen to the type of shit that they put on Bron. This situation doesn't happen without Bron's blessing. I get it. LeBron is one of the greatest players in the NBA. LeBron is one of the most popular players in the NBA, but he's not the only person in the NBA who's great and holds power. They give that man too much power because of the past of him going to different teams and even him getting his son there. But I'm going to tell you like this right now, LeBron ain't got the power that the GMs and the owners have. Yeah, they'll try to get LeBron's opinion about certain things, but when it comes to shit like this, they're definitely they're not asking you for they want to make money. Do you think they will hold their bank accounts in the hands of LeBron James? Not unless this man is on the court playing for them. That's the only way. Other than that, if they're making decisions that are going to help their own pockets and benefit them, you better believe they don't give a fuck about LeBron's opinion on what they should do. This is a business at the end of the day. So to put that on LeBron, that's why I was glad that LeBron responded to that. Because He's not allowing this narrative to be pushed out there. I know him and AD are probably really close. It would make no sense for him to do something like that, especially when you see how these guys interact with each other. They don't move around like they not cool. They don't move around like they not friends. They be off the court hanging out. So that would make LeBron a snake. And what examples of snakery do we see out of LeBron? Him being somebody who would stab somebody in the back. When have we seen that? And I bet not hear none of you niggas say Drake. I better not. Because this is a perfect example of somebody who will correct a narrative. Because he's done this plenty of times. LeBron is not afraid to call something out, to address something. When it came to this Drake situation, like I was saying, there's a reason why that man is rapping Kendrick's diss tracks towards Drake. Something happened between those two guys to where they aren't cool no more. Something happened. Neither LeBron or Drake have mentioned it. A freestyle came out where Drake was talking about LeBron, but guess what? Did LeBron go up and make a statement and say, hey, man, I know the narratives and I know y'all say this, but I love Drake, man. That's my guy. That's my brother. LeBron ain't said one thing about Drake since the whole beef went down. Something happened between those two. I'm just giving my educated guess because I've never seen Brian move in such a way. He's not an idiot. It's not lost on him that he would look like somebody who is a disloyal friend for rapping diss tracks towards somebody who everybody thought were close. Something happened. You got to use your common sense. Use your brain. Clearly, he is not shying away from correcting narratives. And there's a narrative out there right now that he don't fuck with Drake. He's not correcting that because he probably doesn't right now. And probably never will, especially after this situation. And then it's weird because people think that they need to be friends. You talking about two billionaires. They don't need to be friends with each other. The niggas don't need to kick it. Drake put that nigga on him permanently. Not the other way around. Brian didn't go and get an OVO tattoo or a tattoo of Drake's face on him. They aren't that close. I'm just saying. But either way, I do wish all these guys the best, man, because I think it's important to, support these guys through all these things that they're going through, especially in these trade deadlines and different things that are happening. I just want to be able to, send people their best regards, man. I want to see people succeed, man. So if this Luka trade, if he gels well with the Lakers, great. If AD gels well with the Mavericks, great. I just want to see great basketball again. I want to see fun basketball again. I want to be entertained again. I want the refs to stop dictating the games. I want these niggas to stop taking less threes and actually give a fucking show. Give us some entertainment while y'all trying to win as well. Bring back the excitement. Bring back the electricity inside the game, man. Too many niggas laid back. Too many niggas scared to get bumped out. Too many niggas scared to have a post game. Like, I want to see fun basketball again. That's all I want to see. Regardless of what trades are being made, I think everybody can agree on the fact that they want to see great basketball again. And I think that's what should happen. And I hope that's what happens. Now, GMS fam, the Green Room, has been a very dope show today. I appreciate y'all for pulling up and hearing me out while I've been here. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Shout out to my guy for the super chat, man. Somebody said the super chat earlier. My guy, OG Mont, man, for the 5 in the super chat. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Also, man, if you want to support the GMS show in a big way, the Cash App is in the description below. You can donate to the GMS show in a big way. I much appreciate it. We need it around these parts, baby. Go ahead and support the GMS show, man. Hit the like button. Follow me on my socials. Share this live, man. And also, I want to see y'all in the comments section when this video is over. Not just the live chat, but the actual comment section of this video. Let me know what you thought of the show today and send your love, man. Put a GMS in the chat. I'ma shout y'all out and we gonna get up out of here, man. Hey. 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 Did I miss somebody? Oh no, we good. GMS fam, the green room. Thirsty in the motherfucker. Shout out to you, King Lukey, man. Shout out to Spitfire in the building. We got C-Mo in the building. Copacetic Arts is in the building. Grits and Gravy was here. C-Mo was here. LH Grooves was here. Glow was here. Who else, man? Golden Radio Hour was in the building, man. Safe Zone commented in the live section, man. Subliminal Frequency, I see you. Infallible King Brooks, I see you. Will Stumbling, I see you. OG Mott, I see you. Queen Kales is in the building. Glittery Bubbles is in the building. D. Richardson was in the building, man. Thank y'all so much for pulling up, man. Expeditiously, we're gonna keep this shit going. I'll be back tomorrow. I might be back Wednesday as well. We're gonna keep this shit flowing. We're gonna keep the GMS show going. Appreciate y'all for supporting, man. Always, GMS fam, the green room. We out.